Hey everybody out there watching Alpha Cave, how you guys doing? Today we have a little bit of bad news, of course, and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about some other news with PTN. So we're talking about Rttr and Palatine Technologies today. Today is Saturday. On Friday, I decided to make a decision based on what I read on Thursday. I had a message on there on one of my Rttr videos, and it was asking whether it was a good time to buy any stock because the price had dropped. So I looked at the news. I hadn't looked at the news in a couple of weeks on that. So I looked at the news, and the news was that Rttr did not pass phase 3. Basically, the medication did well, but it wasn't good enough. It didn't beat out the placebo. In other words, the placebo actually possibly did a little bit better. So therefore, that's a failure. And because it failed that way, it's probably not going to get approved. It's not going to go for approval. And Rttr had only this one drug. It was a one-trick pony, basically. Now they were going to use this medication to try to help other things, such as ulcerative colitis and other things as well. So they may continue studying it. They may continue pushing forward to try to see if they can figure out if it has some benefit. But at this point, I decided to go ahead and just get rid of it and sell my remaining stock I had in that for a loss. And so that kind of shows that we have to invest when we go high risk on some of these stocks. We have to invest what we're ready to lose, and not that vital money that we need to survive or live and pay our bills and taxes and things of that sort. So you have to invest into these type of stocks the money that you're willing to kind of almost gamble a little bit with. And Rttr, had done good phase 1, had done good phase 2. There's no other treatment for lactose intolerance. This was going to be a medication that was actually going to be probably very highly prescribed if it came out. And then it had phase 3 and it failed, unfortunately. And so we just take the loss and keep on going. So that teaches definitely a big lesson there. When you invest in these companies, if you invest too early, you have that chance of going through the reverse stock splits, which Rttr went through. You have the possibility of it not passing the next phase, and even though this was almost unlikely that it looked like it was going to pass, it failed. And so you have to watch out with those things. And so those are some of the things that we will be looking out for in the future as well with some of the other companies that we do. And so to try to avoid those type of things, we will probably talk about more phase 3 medications, or medications that have just passed phase 3, so that then we can kind of jump on those and try to make profits if we can at that point, if they're good medications. Now, talking about medications that have come out that passed phase 3 that we did buy early, that would be PTN, Palatine. We bought it early, so actually we did have a lot of profit in that company, and so that was a positive. We had a lot of, I don't know, we probably made 60-70% profit on that by itself. Now, AMAG is distributing the medication, and initially they decided to just put it in 2 specialty pharmacies like I talked about in the other video. So that kind of took a little bit of the limelight off of the medication, I think. It kind of pushed it to the back, and so far I've had no drug reps come my way to talk about this medication. It hasn't been out for long. They're probably still studying the medication, and they may have some drug reps coming out very soon to talk about this medication and try to educate the doctors that may not know anything about this medication to try to prescribe it. However, again, it's only in the 2 specialty pharmacies. I see that in the next 3 months or 6 months, when AMAG rolls out their numbers and their quarterly reports, I have a feeling that they're going to say that it's not selling. I could be wrong, and it could be that they actually do a very good job and it sells. However, I have this feeling that it's just not going to be showing the numbers that it's supposed to, and I think that both AMAG and PTN are going to drop, and that we may lose some of the profits that we already had. So therefore, on Friday, while I sold Rttr, I also made the decision to sell my stock in PTN, which I think I had about 2,000 in there, so 2,000 stocks. So I sold those to get the profit off of that. Sold it for $1.05. It's right now at $1.07. It may go up higher if AMAG comes out with good news when those numbers come out. And then it may go even higher than that. Now remember, PTN is a company that is making, it is working on some medications for heart failure and things of that sort, and so they still have other options and they still are working on this. So it could be a company that really flourishes and does very good, especially if some of these medications that they're testing are going to come out and do well. But at this point, I decided to take the profit. If I feel that it's worth to put the money back into PTN again, then I will. So that's the way I'm going to approach PTN at this point. For now, I got rid of all my stock, made my profit, happy about that, and then I will keep an eye out on this company as well. Some of the other companies that I've invested into that are medications that are approved, devices that are approved, or getting close to being approved, I'm just keeping a good eye on those and seeing where I'm going with those. Lately, there's been some companies that change their names and all of this, so you get all these new 4 letters that show up, and you go, what happened to my other stock? But it's just a change in the names that's going on there sometimes. But otherwise, I mean, I think that for the rest of the stock, I'm just going to keep an eye on them and keep on going. If we talk about some of the other stocks that we have, of course, new residential is doing good. It's been staying well. I mean, I've been trying to purchase a few when it drops down to the high $13.90. Then it goes back up to 14. I think right now it's probably up to 15. So right now that I sold my stock, I want to invest more and buy more NRZ if possible, and I might do that if it drops back down to the low $14 range, so I can keep on bringing down my price on that one as well. And that would be my option for that money. For now, I'll just keep it, but I am looking into other dividend stocks as well. I was looking into GLAD also, Gladstone, and that may be something I'm interested in. I think that was a monthly dividend payer for like 7 cents, and it's been doing that for years, if I'm not mistaken. That's one I was just looking at a little while ago. So that might be something to consider. It'd be nice to get some money in there monthly. And not only that, but the stock is not very expensive either. And from what I saw, I wasn't too happy with the numbers I saw in the company, but it might be something that I have to look at again and see if I like it and see if I decide to go into it or not. The other company also that we were invested in that is very risky, and we know that going into this company, is OBMP, which that was a high-risk biotech stock that's an OTC that also went through a reverse stock split. So now we're kind of just left there. The whole company, I think, only has 450,000 stock out, and from those people that had tons of stocks, now you have only thousands of stock. And it's, for me on that one, same thing. I put money in there that I thought we didn't need at the time, so I said just invest that. If it turns out good, it turns out good. They're still in phase 2, so I think we'll just sit tight with that one and see what happens. We haven't heard any other news on that at this point, but hopefully we'll hear something from that in phase two. If phase two turns out good for that company, then they have the potential to be bought out. And that's what I like about that company, that possibly if they buy that company out with a good phase two, then maybe we could make some profit there as well. And that prostate cancer medication can be out there soon or sooner than what it's projected at this time. Alright guys, I think that's about all I have for today. The Cowboys play tomorrow against Washington. We're looking forward to that game. Everybody in our group in the Sports Talk in the Man Cave picked Washington. No, Washington, no way, man. We picked the Cowboys, of course. And here we go, Dallas Cowboys. And we hope that you guys have a good Sunday. And we will talk to you soon. Take care, guys.